One of our teams heading to Vegas in round one is the Sydney Roosters. They're a team that everyone was talking about heading into 2023, but now they get to fly a little bit under the radar. They're still a very strong squad. They also get the inclusion of England flyer Dom Young on the wing. I know he was a little bit sick and missed out in the internationals, James, but what do you make of this Roosters outfit? And it's very rare that you would say that they're an underdog coming into a season.
Oh, they can't be underdogs this year. I just don't
under the radar? Would that be a better?
I've got high expectations for the Roosters this season. I just can't see what happened last year repeating itself, and I think the acquisition of Spencer Leniu, I think he could be the signing of the year for season 2024 if all things go well. It'll be interesting to see how that first training session is between him and Jared Warrior-Hargreaves after they were squaring off in one of the games last year. But he's going to be an incredible signing for them, and I think the Roosters, it was a strange old season, wasn't it? Couldn't quite identify what actually happened, but I think now you look at, they'll be more familiar with Brandon Smith, with his style of play. I think we saw the best of Brandon at the back end of the season, and I think it was a trigger within the Roosters that they found a way to play with this new style of dummy half, and I only expect that to grow. And when you've got guys like Brandon Smith teaming up with Spencer Leniu, as well as the already star-studded team, I'm expecting big things from the Roosters this season. Well,
that's the thing. It was consistency in the halves. It was the bounce between Tedesco and Manu in fullback. It was trying to tame the beasts when you looked at Radley and Jared there as well too. They've now signed Dom coming into that, which adds a little bit more strike power on the outside as well. Quite a few changes coming into this year, but I think it comes down to the facts and figures as well too, Paulie. Like, what are we looking at stats-wise there?
Yeah, I think so. And they had to come a long way back from the field, you'd have to say, in 2023. They only had 6 weeks inside the top 8. So, and the last time they were in there was round 10. And then they had all that time out, and then obviously in the last round they catapult back in to make the finals. They even have an upset win over the Sharks, go on. The job for Trent Robinson this year is how does he get that earlier part in the year so he just remains consistent in the top 8, fighting for top 4. It's a tough start. We're talking about all these high-ranked teams you expect to do well, James, but they've all got these tough starts. Vegas, Brisbane. Then they come back and they have to play Manly. That won't be easy. Then the Rabbitohs, the rivalry game. And then guess what round 4 is? They've got to play the Premiers, Penrith. So another team that just...
Wow, that is a tough start.
Yeah. I think you've said that several times.
It's all the big teams playing each other.
Penrith and Roosters in particular have got incredibly difficult starts. And there's no easy games. Everyone would look at that and go, oh, there's a tough start. But when you throw the travel in for the Roosters as well, that's that's very difficult. I like what the NRL have done there, though, where they're ensuring that all the teams that travel to Vegas play each other. Yes. So it's on a level playing field there. So I think you say, like the Roosters, they play over in Vegas, and then they'll play the 2 remaining teams in round 2 or 3. I've got to applaud the NRL for doing that. I think that's, what it does, it stops coaches moaning. Yeah. So they've had the foresight and gone, we're not going to let you moan about this. Just play each other. Everyone's on a level playing field here in the NRL.